Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. Are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then please smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to Saturday's jam-packed edition of the DC Daily. Breaking yesterday, Matt Reeves is developing a Gotham PD, the Batman spin-off that will stream exclusively to HBO Max. Only 2 editions ago of the DC Daily, I told you that every DC character would have a sandpit and a place in the DC live-action universe. I told you that everyone would get the treatment that Wonder Woman and Aquaman is getting. Aquaman's getting the trench. Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman is getting a Fantasy Island Amazon spin-off and possibly an animated spin-off as well. Every single character. And now Matt Reeves has confirmed that the Batman movie is getting a TV spin-off set in the same world. Shortly, we will get the details from the Hollywood Reporter's Boris Kitt. Isn't it interesting? Let's go back to the whole legal battle with the government and AT&T to allow AT&T to buy Time Warner, which is now known, of course, as Warner Media. And I remember Access Media talking about this company like they were a bunch of pirates, like they were a bunch of clowns who were just in debt and didn't know what they were doing. So not only do Access Entertainment Media know nothing about the entertainment industry, they know nothing about business. You try buying an entity like Time Warner, I think you will be in debt, right? But it's a good debt. It's a good gamble. This is one of the biggest businesses globally in the world. And if you run it properly, all that debt is going to be turned into profit. That is the gamble of business. But ever since Zack Snyder's Justice League has been announced, we've realized that AT&T are no muppets. They are aggressively developing every IP they've got to the max. And first, they're starting with their most valuable IP, which is DC Comics. It's absolutely fantastic. It's passive-aggressive. And really, when you think about the pandemic and everyone being at home, we've barely heard any news from Disney, and any news that we've heard is boring. Wow, you've been watching Hamilton on Disney Plus, have you? Well, I'll tell you what, if I can't sleep one night, I'll watch Hamilton on Disney Plus as well. So let's get the details of this, and then we can talk some more. Really exciting. The Batman TV spin-off from Matt Reeves, Terrence Winter, set at HBO Max. The untitled police drama will be set in the same universe as the forthcoming feature film starring Robert Pattinson. HBO Max and Matt Reeves, the filmmaker behind the new Batman movie, have teamed up to develop a police drama series set in the crime-infested streets of the Caped Crusaders' hometown Gotham City. Terrence Winter, who created the Prohibition crime drama Boardwalk Empire and cut his teeth on The Sopranos. I mean, let me save my place here and just say this. Boardwalk Empire and The Sopranos, the mind who created and worked on those shows is going to work on a DC show, via HBO Max. These people know exactly what they're doing. And, do you remember when we heard that the MCU were going to spin off to Disney Plus, and people said, what are Warner Brothers going to do? This is what Warner Brothers are going to do. Something even more ambitious than they're doing. Will write and executive produce the series, which is coming with a series commitment from HBO Max. Batman producer Dylan Clark and Warner Brothers Television are also involved. The series does not yet have a title, although some have been calling it Gotham Central, some have been calling it Gotham PD as well. Hackering back to the police procedural comic from writers Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka and GCPD. Either way, it would deal with police detectives working in the shadow of one very, very, very Bat-like vigilante. So Batman would exist in this world. That's what it's sounding like. So whether it's set before the Batman is out there. Whether probably Robert Pattinson will cameo now and again, but probably won't be there all the time. So look, it's very, very exciting. And let me be clear about Matthew Reeves here, Matt Reeves. He is a Batman purist. He loves the comics. He loves the 1960s series. He loves detective comics as they were originally, and he wants to do a pure Batman world. That's the kind of world he wants to create. So if you love the comics, right, if you like the Great Detective, this is what you're going to get. Here's the cool wrinkle. The show will operate in the same story universe as Reeves' movie, The Batman, which stars Robert Pattinson as Batman. It also has Jeffrey Wright in the role of detective or police commissioner James Gordon. HBO Max says the series will be set in the world Reeves is creating for the Batman feature film and will build upon the motion picture's examination of the anatomy of corruption in Gotham City, ultimately launching a new Batman universe across multiple platforms. Ambitious. The series provides as an unprecedented opportunity to extend the world established in the movie and further explore the myriad of compelling and complex characters of Gotham. It is unclear whether Wright and Pattinson would appear in the show. No castings have been made at this early stage, sources say. This is an amazing opportunity not only to expand the vision of the world I'm creating in the film, but to explore it in the kind of depth and detail that only a long-form format can afford, said Reeves in a statement, and getting to work with the incredibly talented Terence Winter, who has written so insightfully and powerfully about the worlds of crime and corruption, is an absolute dream. The project comes together as Reeves moves his overall television deal from Disney-owned 20th Century Fox Television to Warner Brothers Television, and will be one of the first projects out of that packed Reeves film deal remains with Netflix. Right. So he's exclusive. Listen, basically he's exclusively with two of the best companies in the world, Netflix and Warner Brothers. But what does this say about Disney as a company? What does this say about the House of Mouse? It says that they bought 20th Century Fox and literally said, we don't want anything that doesn't appeal to families. Die Hard, which is actually streaming on HBO Max. I think one of them is the original one, right? Jack Bauer, 24. All of these things are just locked up then. Originally, these will just go off, probably to Warner Brothers. Now, everyone keeps on telling me how amazing Disney are, but this is ridiculous. Yes, cater to your main audience, but you could have a streaming platform on Disney Plus, right, that caters to adults as well. No vision whatsoever. And this, my friends, is going to cost them. Our collaboration with Warner Brothers and DC allows us to elaborate and grow fan connections across these powerful brands for years to come, said HBO Max Chief Content Officer Kevin Riley. This is Batman as most audiences have never seen before. We know fans will want to spend more time in this new world inspired by the film. Reeves' Six, an Idaho production company, will produce a series in association with Warner Brothers Television. Joining Winter, executive producer will be Reeves, and Clark, Six, and Idaho's Daniel Pipsky from Dusk Till Dawn series. And Adam Kazan, Tales from the Loop, will also executive produce. Rafi Crone, Tales from the Loop, will co-executive produce. Gotham City's finest have already been the subject of the TV series Gotham, which ran on Fox from 2014 to 2019, focused on a relatively young Gordon played by Benjamin McKenzie, and featured the origins of Batman's Rogues Gallery. And the CW already airs Batwoman, the Batman-centric show that this week tapped Javicia Leslie as the replacement for departing star Ruby Rose. By the way, can you please treat Javi better than you did Ruby? Because, you know, the fans were disgusting to her. A lot of members of the LGBTQ community saying she wasn't gay enough. That isn't treatment. That's not how good people act. And the way she was treated on the show was despicable. Now, Ruby isn't the greatest. She's not the most talented actor. She's not Jodie Foster, for example, right? One of the greatest actors of my generation and growing up. But she could have done a job if you actually wrote the show properly and actually looked at the comics more in depth. But you didn't care about that. All you cared about was your political ideology. Do better. HBO Max has made developing DC-centric shows one of its top priorities and has J.J. Abrams and his Bad Robot banner among other producers working on several supernatural shows based on DC intellectual property. Winter, rep by CEA, also wrote The Wolf of Wall Street. Wow, I didn't even know that, which earned him a Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar nomination. His work on Sopranos earned him 12 Emmy nominations and 4 wins. Reeves is in prep to restart shooting Batman, which had paused due to the pandemic, this fall in the UK. Wow, wow, wow. We need to talk more about this. I'm just laughing to myself. Nobody knew this was being developed or this was going to be announced. We've heard so many fucking rumours, right, since Zack Snyder's Justice League has been announced, and not one freaking person knew about this. It's so funny. People keep on saying that Ben Affleck's going to return. Nobody knows. Everybody's talking about Henry Cavill's role as Superman. Nobody really knows. Look. I want to talk about this side of things before I go back to this amazing announcement, by the way. There's so many arguments right now about bloggers and the cultured nerd and other sites saying stuff that might not be true or may be incorrect. Listen, it's like the old gossip columns, right? There are gossip columns that literally talk about celebrities' private lives. Oh, Kim and Kanye did this, and they probably didn't. Or, Mel B and Eddie Murphy used to do this. It's all bullshit, right? But we read it up because it's fun. And this is what these rumours by these amateur bloggers are. They're not to be taken seriously, but I don't want them to disappear. It's all part of the fun of it. Nobody actually believes a word they say. We get a little bit excited, we debate, and it's on to the next BS rumour, right? And so, really, all the stuff we've heard, there's no guarantee of right now. I mean, the Michael Keaton situation in Flashpoint, I believe, is true. But again, these are things we're going to find out at DC Fandom. But let me ask you this. If they're announcing Gotham PD before DC Fandom, imagine the level of the announcements that we are going to get on August the 22nd at DC Fandom itself. I'm even more excited, not just for this project, but everything else we're going to get. Slates. This is an ambitious vision from Jim Lee and Walter Hamada, AT&T, Warner Media, and HBO Max. And this show, which is being developed by one of the top minds at Warner Brothers, in the entertainment industry, is amazing. And it's the ambitions of this company, AT&T, that really does impress me. And as I say, ever since Zack Snyder's Justice League has been announced, we have kind of theorized and talked about the ambitions. They keep on talking about the multiverse, multiple platforms, right? Multiple content on multiple platforms. And this is what AT&T and Warner Media and HBO Max are attempting to do. So what kind of show is this going to be? Well, it's going to be a hard edge and a hardcore show. What's really interesting with what happened to Mr. Floyd at the hands of the police over a month ago now, it's very interesting because many procedural police dramas have been cancelled. So it kind of surprised me that this show has been given the green light. But it's set in Gotham City, where police brutality and corruption is a big thing. So there could be a lot of commentary about what happened to Mr. Floyd in this show. This is going to be a really high-octane, high-core, emotional, gritty, brutal drama set in the same world as the Batman. So some people are saying this will be set before the movie. Now, what's interesting is the movie comes out next year sometime. I don't think it's plausible for this show to stream on HBO Max before the movie. But if it did, it would be something just to, get us excited, get those blood vessels pumping, right? And then it's the Batman. But probably this will come afterwards. Now, if this is set before the Batman, Bruce Wayne is still kind of this Batman in training, if you like. He's actually Batman. He's not the same Bruce Wayne as from the Gotham TV show with Ben McKenzie, right? This is a fully fledged Batman, but he's still learning, right? He hasn't got the Batmobile we know and love. He will get that. So this could be pre the Batman, or this could be after the Batman. Either way, Jim Gordon Bruce Wayne and Batman will exist in this world, and they will show up now and again. Robert Pattinson's contract will be, it will shadow that. And so there's nothing to worry about on those terms. This is why it's so epic and awesome. And as I said the other day, I predicted this, didn't I? Right, I didn't predict this show, but I told you the other day, because it's pretty obvious and you don't even have to be in the know, that every single DC character given the live action treatment is going to get all the bells and whistles. Animated TV shows, movies, all the bells and whistles. Every character gets to play in its own sandbox. Every creative gets to play in his or her own sandbox. This is something that goes beyond what Disney Plus are doing, right? It's amazing. And for a DC fan, it's brilliant. Because whatever floats your boat, you're going to get. This was the thing with the DCEU under Snyder. It attracted a certain type of person. I loved it. But I also love DC. So now I can enjoy Zack Snyder's universe, but I can enjoy Matt Reeves' universe. I can enjoy James Wan's universe, or Patty Jenkins, J.J. Abrams' Superman universe, or, Justice League Dark universe. And there's more coming. And this is a really aggressive, agenda from AT&T. And I tell you what, people who said they knew nothing about the entertainment industry and would ruin Warner Brothers are absolutely crazy. And I just want to disperse another myth here. There is no war between Warner Brothers and Warner Media. It's the same company, right? Warner Brothers are extremely pleased with kind of the vision of AT&T and Warner Media. They want to be successful. Now, there's a few people from the old guard who will have to be booted out if they resist this. There's only one entity running this whole division, and it's Warner Media. And you either do it their way or you don't. You don't work for them. Go and work for Disney, right? They don't really respect the audience, right? They just want to spoon feed you, family fun. Which, don't get me wrong, I love the old Disney fairy tale cartoons, right? Like Snow White. I subscribe to Disney Plus. Don't get me wrong. But what HBO Max is doing, and I wonder again with Access Media, remember when they told us Disney Plus was going to destroy, it was going to destroy Netflix. Do you remember that? How? It only serves one agenda, the family agenda. It does nothing else for anybody else. It's got, it's going to have some sports, I think, and it's got some documentaries and things like that. But it simply isn't enough. And HBO Max has it all. And I'm hearing they want to expand globally as soon as possible because they've already employed a head of international. So that's really exciting as well. So Gotham PD sounds like a really, really awesome, epic, exciting project. And yes, I expect it to be about police corruption, but it will continue and evolve from the world that will be set up next year in Matt Reeves' The Batman. And just exciting, just awesome. I couldn't be more happier because I know this means we're going to get more and more of this great world building. This is genius. This is perfection. And I couldn't be more excited. But how do you feel about all this? I really want to know how you feel. Comment down below. Like, share and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with even more DC Daily. See you again soon.